This is a special edition of WeatherScope with the latest winter storm update.
It's snowing tonight from Boston to Birmingham. Paralyzing snows continue to hamper travel in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. And here at the Weather Channel, we have live continuing coverage of the blizzard of 1996. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Mike Seidel here at the Weather Channel in Atlanta. Late here on a Sunday night, and we are still watching snows add up at the rate of 1 to 2 inches an hour, and we're showing you the satellite loop. And again, a big flare-up of thunderstorms earlier off the East Coast over the Gulf Stream, indicating the energy contained in that warm water is fueling this storm, which is sitting right around Salisbury, Maryland. The moisture wraps into the cold air, and heavy snows continuing now as far west as the Lehigh Valley of western and central Pennsylvania. As the snows continue to add up, we've been following it since last night when it got underway in the nation's capital. And the Weather Channel's Jeff Morrow continues his live, almost uninterrupted coverage from the mall in Washington. Jeff, visibility down a little bit last hour. Now it's come up a notch.
Yeah, it has come up a notch, and we wanted to end tonight on the shot of the Capitol there. And you can see that during the day today, as hours have gone by, we haven't been able to see the Capitol Dome because it's been snowing so hard or sleeting, and then the visibility's come back up and then back down. Now it looks like we're in one of those lulls once again where the snow has lightened up just a little bit. I would estimate we've picked up another couple of inches, maybe 2.5 inches of very light, powdery, sugary snow as we've headed on through the evening hours. The wind's still pretty gusty at times here, and the wind chill down to about -10 to -13. So it's feeling every bit the early part of January that it is here. And of course, Washington D.C. part of this epic blizzard as it's moved up the coast. And the only reason we don't have more snow here in D.C. is the fact that we did get a little bit of sleet earlier on in the day.
And looking behind you there, beautiful shot of the Capitol. It looks like a ghost town tonight. Of course, Congress is on recess. The government trying to reopen tomorrow will be shut down.
That's exactly right. The federal government will be shut down tomorrow. The local city government here is shut down. Virtually all the schools, private and public, are shut down, and a lot of the businesses are shut down too. So we don't expect a lot of people to be out on the roads either late tonight, tomorrow morning, or during the day tomorrow, which is just as well. And we did want to remind everybody as we kind of paint the scene here for you of the Capitol here on the mall, very pretty scene, but a very blustery and wintry scene, that we will be back here tomorrow morning and giving you the latest on what is going on around the D.C. area and how they're starting to recover from this storm.
Okay, Jeff, thanks for your coverage today. We'll check back with you in the morning in Washington. And with a lot of closures tomorrow, if you think about it, that's three-day weekends in a row for a lot of us. And that's a pretty decent bargain, I'd say, 3 4-day work weeks. Take a look at the snowfall, and obviously closures in Washington and Philadelphia, where you have had unprecedented snowfall totals. This is a 24-hour record, and it's still snowing in the city of brotherly love, 27 inches. Roanoke and Lynchburg, too. Those are all-time 24-hour records going back to over 100 years. Washington, depending on where you are, where Jeff is, 15, 16 inches in town. Out in the northwest suburbs, out around Dulles Airport, out through Montgomery County and north and west of Gaithersburg, over 20 inches. And in New York City, at LaGuardia, officially 17 inches. And just checking the latest observation from that airport, visibility is down to 1/8 of a mile in snow and blowing snow. And no doubt you can't drive tonight, and certainly flying out of the Northeast or into the Northeast tomorrow is going to be a big problem. But Jill Brown arrived before the storm. She had it on good authority from those of us at the Weather Channel that it was going to snow, and she's been reporting for us from Central Park in New York. Jill, fill us in on the latest at midnight East Coast time.
Well, it's been a long and snowy day here in Midtown New York, and actually it's a quiet evening. That's something you don't hear about Manhattan very often, but I think the local officials have been pretty successful in getting folks off the roadways tonight, and the crews are working hard, although the roads, of course, throughout here are completely snow-packed, snow-covered, and the snow continues to come down. Now, I'm happy to say that it's gone from snow pellets back to pretty much snowflakes, and if you stand out in it, you like snowflakes a whole lot better. The winds have been gusting over 40 miles per hour, so blizzard conditions. Fortunately, where I'm sitting here, we're blocked by some of the trees in Central Park, so for the most part, it's not as bad as it's going to be out on the roadways. Again, all of the schools and a lot of the businesses are closed for tomorrow, so the Monday commute should be a little bit better. This is how it looks, about 13.5 inches of snow on the ground right now in Central Park in Manhattan, and we'll see how much we have tomorrow morning. We'll be checking back with you at 6 a.m.
Okay, Jill, rest up. We'll check back with you, as Jill said, first thing tomorrow morning from New York City. Now a check-in on the situation out on Long Island today. If you were trying to drive out on the Sunken Meadow or the LIE, this is what you saw. Snow and blowing snow. Amityville, a horror on the South Shore in Suffolk County from Freeport all the way out to Hicksville, Plainview, and Deer Park. Snow reducing visibility at times to below 1/8 of a mile. It's still adding up there, and you tack in those winds which could gust over 50, 60 miles an hour, which we've seen tonight, and you're going to get a lot of drifting of the snowfall. Now take a look at the radar right now through the northeast and all the way to the deep south. Moisture flowing in off the Atlantic, getting wrapped all the way back to Atlanta and Birmingham. Some more snow showers all the way deep into the Gulf coastal states. Those will continue tonight, but then kind of ease up certainly by early morning. But the roads are slick around the Atlanta metro area, some icy patches. Here's your snow situation now in the northeast. Now look at here on the southern part of your screen. We've been watching this very closely. Right here you see some brighter colors. That's probably some convection, actually some thunderstorms blowing up. And as this area moves in towards the Jersey Shore, eventually New York City, there could be some quite significant snow burst and heavier snow amounts, 1 to 2 inches an hour. Meanwhile, the heavier snow back through the Lehigh Valley in Boston, you're up to, I think, 5 inches now, and it's just getting underway, but over 20 inches on the ground in many of the Boston suburbs from recent snowfalls. There's your snowfall history, and it's amazing how much territory is covered by a foot or more of fresh powder all the way from New York and New Jersey back towards western Maryland. The ski resorts in West Virginia doing very well. And it's going to keep snowing back in these areas tonight because their storm is really winding up. Look at all these isobars, lines of equal barometric pressure. When you see a lot of these lines together, that just means a lot of wind, and that wind is blowing this very dry and powdery snow, drifting snow over the roadways that get plowed, so the road crews have a tough time. And some warm air trying to get in. There may be a little bit of sleet or freezing rain in Long Island, out on Nantucket, and around Martha's Vineyard. And the other situation we'll get to in more detail at the bottom of the hour, the coastal flooding. On the North Shore of Long Island, tides could run as high as 6 feet above normal, and there could be some serious flooding there and along the coast from New Jersey into Maryland and Delaware. So stay with us. We'll have more live coverage beginning tomorrow morning at 6 Eastern here on the Weather Channel. Now for the latest on the current weather and the forecast, we go back to Brad Edwards in the studio.
That's right, Mike. You have to double check, see who's out here because it's been so busy out there tonight. Well,